Miles across the sea, Santa Catalina is awaiting for me. Santa Catalina, the island of romance, 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 romance. Water all around it, everywhere. Tropical trees and the salty air. But for me, the thing that's awaiting there, romance. Seems so distant, 26 miles away, resting in the water serene. I'd work for anyone, even the Navy, who would put me to my island dream. 40 kilometers in a leaky old boat, any old thing that'll stay afloat. When we arrive, we'll all promote romance, 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 romance. 26 miles across the sea, Santa Catalina is awaiting for me. Santa Catalina, the island of romance, 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 romance.
Welcome officially, everybody. Thank you for clapping for that. I want you to know I've listened to that song probably 30 times when putting the video together. And you know what an earworm is? That's what my earworm has been for the last week or so. My name is Ken Curtis. I'm the chairman of this event. For those of you who don't know me, I'm also the guy who's been emailing you mercilessly for the last 2 months or so. So thank you all for putting up with that. We got a program we're going to go through tonight. Let me go through some of the particulars that we got to do. I'll try not to play only to the camera, but we also want to welcome those watching through our virtual thing. We live stream this. We've only been doing that for a couple of years. We started that actually during COVID because we did the entire thing virtually, and then said, hey, we ought to keep doing that. So we have. So here's a couple of things. I mentioned to you guys, validate your parking. If you haven't done that, you can do that on the way out. There's 2 validators down there. The centerpieces, you can all fight over them at your table, decide who takes them, but the centerpieces, you're welcome to take those with you at the end of the evening. The name placards, you're welcome to take those with the name at the end of the evening as well. We're going to be doing some raffles. We'll talk about those in a few minutes. We're going to be doing a bunch of thank yous and recognizing a number of people who make this whole thing possible. I want to assure you, and you at home as well, this is not a one-man band. Even though you see my name a lot on everything, there's a lot of people that it takes to make this whole thing work. And some of those people, a lot of them are here with us tonight. One very important association that we have and have had for 27 years is with the Aquarium of the Pacific. And, the aquarium relies on the diving community quite heavily to keep this place running. And this event relies on the aquarium divers to sell you guys raffle tickets and do all kinds of stuff as well. So at this point, I'd like to bring up to give you an official aquarium welcome, the Dive Safety Officer of the Aquarium of the Pacific, Mr. Paul DeMeo.
Hello. Welcome. Hi, Carl. Okay, raffle ticket number 72. Yeah, I got some people. All right. So, on behalf of the Aquarium of the Pacific, I would like to welcome all of you to Chamber Eve 2025. Thank you for being here. Yeah, that cheesecake looks really good. I hope it is. Those are big pieces. So real quick, if you don't know, the aquarium conducts hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dives supporting conservation and science in our local waters. And because of all of you, we know that if we have an incident, there's a chamber across the way on the island that's going to be there every single day of the year if we need it. So thank you very much for supporting the chamber tonight and every day. It's super important to all of us in this room. So thank you very much for that. And with that, my next duty is to introduce the man of the hour this evening, and that's Carl Huggins. So Carl, come on up here.
Well, thank you all for coming out and helping to support the chamber. As I've said multiple times today, the chamber relies on donations from the diving community in order to survive and maintain its operation. We only get about 40% of the funds that we need from the county, and the rest come from the community and from the classes that we teach. So I want everybody to give yourselves a round of applause for supporting us. But money is just one thing. The lifeblood of the chamber is its volunteers, because we work with almost extensively a volunteer crew. There's only 3 paid employees, but in order to keep the chamber running 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, we need volunteers to be there to respond in case there's an accident. So I'd like all our volunteers who are here to stand up and give them a round of applause. Okay, well, I'm going to give this back to Ken so he can keep the ball rolling, because I know he wants to keep it going on schedule.
I do. Very good. By the way, a hand for Carl Huggins. Not only does he keep the chamber running smoothly, but for about 6 months out of the year, he has to deal with me and phone calls as we're planning all of this thing. So it is Carrie, see, it's a thankless task. Sorry, everyone knows that. So we use the Avalon Underwater Cleanup as sort of our official kickoff each year. And then we start this event off with the Avalon Underwater Cleanup as sort of the end of the cleanup with the official presentation of the amount of money raised there. So if you will keep an eye on the screen up there, and Andy, if you will go ahead and roll, as they say, the videotape.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mark Guccione. I'm with Catalina Divers Supply. And I want to give you some information regarding the 2025 cleanup dive. We had 260 divers, which was awesome. We had 1,336 pounds of trash, and that came out to 1,492 pieces of trash. The cool part is we had 57 animals that were saved that were in that trash. Total money that's going to be sent over to Carl over at the Hyperbaric Chamber is $9,177.86. We want to thank you for participating this year. I want to also thank all the divers that went in the water and all the volunteers that worked it to make the program run really smooth this year. Thank you very much. I've got Kayla that's going to come up, and she's going to present Carl with the check. Thanks, Kayla.
Well, thank you guys. That was quite a welcome. Yeah, so like Mark said, my name is Kayla Fairhiller. I live on Catalina Island, and I run an ocean conservation nonprofit out there called Blue World. We do everything from cleanups to science diving, and so we're really involved in the Avalon Harbor cleanup each year. And it was actually just 3 years ago that I attended my very first harbor cleanup. I have only been a scuba diver for 4 years, but it completely changed my life. And it was because of this community right here and the impact that that event has, and that event continues to have when we all join each other here for Chamber Eve each year. The impact of the event, like Mark mentioned, there's a lot of stats from the cleanup. We pick up a ton of trash each year, which has a big impact on the future of the ocean. But each year we also log that data with PADI Aware. And so we end up tracking our global distributions of marine debris with this data each year. So just because we're out there cleaning up the ocean each year in February, it actually extends past that, and we're able to track distributions around the globe, thanks to all of the work that you guys do. And on that note, I wanted to invite everybody to Redondo Beach this September. We're going to kick off Aware Week with another underwater cleanup. It's called the Come Together Cleanup event. It will be on September 14th. So keep an eye out for that, for all of you divers that like to make a difference. And for everybody else that's here tonight, thank you guys so much. We couldn't do what we do without you all. So I really appreciate it. Thank you all for coming.
The original idea was you were going to say, and here's the check, Carl. That was close enough. At least he didn't ask for any ID or anything like that. Would anybody be interested in winning some prizes? I really expected a better result than that. Let me try one more time. Would anybody like to win some prizes? All right. You guys all know my mantra, right? Diving is an expensive adventure sport that attracts the cheapest sons of bitches in the world. You all know it's true, and we wish you luck with all of this. And I will point out that if you are a loser, the bars are still open. You can drown your sorrows. Here's how the raffles work. Clara Johnson down here, a beacon of honesty, is going to be my raffle picking person. And she's going to be giving me the ticket. We will read the name, hopefully have a name on them, stuff like that. We will be projecting onto the wall the raffle prizes. We got 12 of them. As a prize is taken, we will take it off the list. Hopefully we don't screw this up. If anybody wins, now, you know, the people who are watching virtually, we had like 50 people sign up virtual. They are also eligible for raffle prizes. The rule for raffle prizes is you must be present to win, except if you're a virtual person. So a virtual person sitting at home, if we call your name, the way it works is you get whatever the top dollar prize available is. And for those of you wondering, how in the world, Ken, will you know who the virtual people are? Yes, I do know many of you, but all the virtual tickets we stickered at Chamber Day HQ, so they got a sticker on the back that I know when I see that sticker, that's a virtual person. So that's how that's all going to work. We're going to do 4 rounds of raffle. We're going to do 3 prizes per round. And again, I'll remind you, we got a microphone person coming to you. And if this all works out well, Derek on our camera there is going to get a nice little close-up of you. We got 4 cameras going for the live stream this time. So we're very excited about all of this, or just really going to blow up in our face. So with that out of the way, does anybody have any questions? Yeah, like I'm going to answer. Okay. 3 raffle prizes right now. Let's get the first one. Oh, yeah. Clara just got some more tickets. Are any of you people still holding on to your tickets? Because if it's in your pocket, it will not end up in my hand. That could be taken a couple of ways. All right. Here we go. Clara's reaching deep. And we have a name on the back. Ready? From the Antelope Valley Desert Divers. By the way, I mentioned this to Larry Ladd. You know, if you guys added an S to desert, you'd be the Desert Divers. Just something to think about. Shauna Largo. All right, Shauna, stand up, please. Oh, yeah, you have to stand up so my microphone guy can find you. And here we go, Shauna. So you've got your pick of whatever you would like.
Number 2.
Holy crap, that's loud.
Sorry.
That's okay. That wasn't you, Shauna. That's our audio stuff back here. What do you want?
Number 2.
Number 2, the Tusa DC Solar Dive computer. It is going to go away. Congratulations. Come on, give her some applause, you losers. Jeez. A rough crowd here tonight. All right. Number 2 of 3 in this one. Again, a sticker. I love the stickers. It makes it so much easier. Kathy Spangler of Signature Scuba. Kathy, stand up. My mic, Matt with the mic. Matt the mic is coming. What
Number
is it?
7.
Number 7. Carl, can we get there? Andy, get that back up because I don't have the list with me. That is the O2 kit. No, sorry, that's the Sherwood Graviton computer. That's the one, right? Okay. Oh, did we have a mistake there? What, Kathy? What was it you wanted? Well, we take them. We take one off the list every time it's taken. The numbers are different. Okay. You know this is all volunteer labor,
First
right?
aid oxygen kit.
And you get what you pay for. And I know you're all saying, well, Ken, I paid $175 for this ticket. What the hell's wrong with you? All right, Kathy, what is it you would like? Matt,
She'd like the dive first aid oxygen kit.
okay, dive first aid oxygen kit. See me afterwards. I have to explain a little kerfluffle with that one. All right. All right, so Carl is frantically correcting the list right now. So we got that there. One more to go. The theme today was somehow our prizes have just gotten screwed up left and right, but that's the way it goes. The third winner is from Zen Dive. And she merely said she is, and I hope you guys all know which one it is, the dry suit lady. All right. Stand on up. We're getting a microphone to you. Whether or not we have the list right, Andy, if we get the list up there, what is it you would like? Don't worry about the numbers too much, I guess.
The atomic ray.
Which
The
one?
Atomic
Oh, the
Z3.
Atomic. The Atomic Z3. I've been diving in Atomic since they came out. Great regulator. All right. What? Give her a round of applause. What? I can't hear you, Matt. Just take names and I don't know what we'll do. We'll figure it out. We got a thank you coming up. Let's remember this thing started in the late 80s, and it started as the dive boat guys, led by Roger Hess, felt that LA County was going to take away the grant, and the chamber was going to have to close, and that's one reason we're here tonight, some 37 years after this thing started. So we always want to give a big thank you to our boats participating and our boat captains and crew and dive masters, and that's what we'll do now. So Andy, pull that up there if you would. And hopefully this works. Come on. There we go. So it's important to remember that the boats are the ones that got this all started. And we're going to start today we had 4 boats participating. We're going to start with the Sea Ray. And the crew today, Kevin Mode, Mikey Lancaster, and Trisha Jones. Yes, so you're allowed to clap for everybody. That's sort of a hint. Dive Masters, John Lum and John Lum Jr. And by the way, the first time we've ever had a father-son dive mastering duo for Chamber Day. And the captains, boy, you're blocking my thing. There we go. Captains are Mike and Kim Lancaster. And Kim is here. Kim, do you want to stand up? I know you don't want to stand up. Oh, but I thought Derek was going to get you. That's okay. Anyhow, Kim Lancaster, everybody. All right. Second boat, Giant Stride. Now the Giant Stride will do the actual dive in July, which is fine with us. So we believe the crew will be Jim Zimmerman, who's also the owner of the boat. We believe the dive master will be Emma Stadelman. And we are pretty sure that the captain is Gavin Templar. It's Gavin, stand up. Have a stand, Gavin. There's Gavin right there. All righty. Our third boat today, SoCal Diver. Yeah. The crew was Jeff Reeb, co-owner of the boat. The dive master from Into Deep Diving, Nick Eubank. And the captain, Seamus Callahan. I don't think Seamus made it tonight, right? All right. Sundiver Express is our fourth boat. And the crew, the irascible Ray Arntz. Come on, you give better hand that for Ray. Dive master is Annie Beard. And the captain, the lovely Ruby Stiff. Ruby's here somewhere, yes, right? She was. All right. We want to give a big thank you. We appreciate everybody who's doing it. How about a big hand for all the votes, please? All righty. Keep an eye on the big wall. And, you know, Carl mentioned the volunteers that we have. We want to share with you some thoughts from the chamber crew. Andy, go ahead and roll it. Andy. Oh, Andy. There we go. There we go. Punch that thing up. Number 3, Andy.
My name is Wade McDonald. I was born in Torrance, California, and grew up in Long Beach, California, and grew up on the ocean. Just had a fascination and love for the Pacific Ocean since I was, before I could even walk. A good friend of mine, Ted Sharshan, got me interested in the Catalina Hyperbaric Chamber. I had heard so much about the chamber. I wanted to get involved. I wanted to see how I could be of service, involved in the diving community in Southern California. I heard about Carl Huggins, got to go out to the chamber, got to go through training, got to meet Carl. Carl is probably one of the most patient, kind people I've ever met in my life. Everybody there at the chamber works as a team. It's teamwork, and I just love being a part of a system like that that gives back to the diving community and is available 24/7 for diving casualties. I'm Wade McDonald, and that's my 60 seconds.
How about a hand for Wade? Even though I know he's not here, but all right. Raffle number 2. We have our first blind bid winner as well. Sid Yonker, who's one of our volunteers, had, well, isn't that a lovely picture up there? Andy, number 1, Air 1. There we go. Sid Yonker, you wonder, what do you do with old T-shirts, old Chamber Day shirts? We ship them up to Sid, and she makes them into a quilt. So we got this handmade quilt. It was back there on the table from Sid. Retail value was $300 with a winning bid of $350. Andrea Liu. Where's Andrea? Hopefully she didn't duck out on her winning bid. When we're done, those of you who win blind bids, go back to the table if you would. Clara, can you be in charge of that? And we'll collect the money from you. Okay, congratulations there. Three more raffle prizes. Whoop. What? All righty, here we go. We're trying to get the prize list squared away down here too. We have another winner with a handwritten thing who has a terrible handwriting from Eco Dive Center. The name is, it looks like Michael Breedlove. All right there. Michael, I'm glad you win. I wish one of the prizes we had was a handwriting course, but we do not have that. Now we're trying to get our prize list squared away. Hang on here. We're good. All right. Take a look on the board. Well, that looks like, there we go. Those are legit up there.
Yeah.
We had a problem with, here's what happened. We had someone who really wanted the atomic regulator, and I heard it wrong. And so basically we're going to get another atomic reg to give away. Don't worry about it. We'll deal with that later. That's what we got available. What do you want?
No. All right. I'll do the excess scuba then.
The excess scuba thing?
The regulator and octo.
Okay. The regulator and the octo from excess scuba. Take that off the board there. Congratulations. Once again, we have, well, this one's good. There seems to be a theme that if you're with Eco Dive Center, your handwriting stinks. This is, here we go. This is Eco number 2. The number is 02124, and I'm guessing it's Alan W. Is that correct? Yeah, right. All right, Alan's right over there. Alan, what would you like? Wait.
Can we get the list, please?
There we go. Yes, well, what Alan would like is the list.
The regs, whichever those are. There's no regs left. Stop yelling shit out.
Got that nice
I'll pick
Patty
the
Pro
Tusa.
Pack.
The Tusa
Become a dive
DC
master.
Solar dive computer.
Solar dive computer.
Tusa computer.
There we go. The Tusa DC solar dive computer. So wait, leave that up there a second, Carl. We got 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 7 up there. We have one too many. So let me have one more ticket here, Clara. That'll get us back on track. Which one? I'll deal with it later. Take off the dive computer. Take that off. Take off the dive computer. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 7 left. We should only have 6. We have another winner. This one from the Reef Seekers table. Dr. Tabby Stone. You guys could cheer for him. Come on, he's a doctor. Come on. He does hyperbaric stuff. Give him a break. Tabby, what would you like if we ever get the list back up? We're working on it.
I'll do the ultralight gift certificate.
The ultralight gift certificate. All righty. All right. That's it for raffle number 2 for the moment. One other thing we want to do is let you know, we put a lot of work into our logos, not just so Sid can do a quilt, but we want to give you a little history of the various logos. Andy, we're ready to go with that. It's number 11, Andy. The AV stuff, to be honest with you, is very complex back there, and it can really mess you up. So Andy's doing a good job, but I don't see it up on my computer. Andy, number 11. Andy just said, hang on. I hope no one has anything early in the morning. Andy, you're going the wrong way. Give me 1 second. All right, the best laid plans. All right, here we go. Punch it up, Andy. There we go. There we were. So we confess that one of the things we played with this year was some AI generated stuff. There we go. So we want to just walk you quickly through how we get to these logos. And Carl and I dabbled in AI. The interesting thing is with the AI, depending on what you tell it, you get some really interesting looking things, and it's sort of hard to make the AI understand what a chamber is. We got that one. We got this. I actually sent out this email this morning. We sort of like this one, sort of cute. But you also got some stuff every now and then. Oh, this was a Flying Dutchman thought, which I thought was pretty cool. But then again, you got some stuff like this with sort of the smiling chamber. So, sometimes it does not always work. This is what we ended up with this year, the Chamber Day and the Chamber Evening logo. And we want to give credit out to, she's here tonight, Lorraine Sadler, who actually originally designed the Chamber Over the Island artwork. And we have the Flying Dutchman that was designed by Julie, our resident artist. One thing I want you to notice about every Flying Dutchman, and you can check this on some of the old shirts, there's 2 elements that are always going to be there. Number 1, we put the dive flag in backwards, so it goes from top to bottom to top, not top to bottom. And in honor of our departed volunteer, Mark Tulin, who was a member of the Electric Prunes and always wore a top hat on stage, you will always find a top hat somewhere on the Flying Dutchman as we remember Mark. So that is the way our logos were done. And again, thanks to Julie Aguilar and Lorraine Sadler for those. We want to continue on now, and we want to bring Carl back up here and give him a chance to have a little chat with you guys. We have some more raffle tickets to give away. We have some thank yous to do, and we will get you out of here on time. So would you please welcome back Carl Huggins. And Carl just said, we're having some computer problems. So give him just a second here, and he will hopefully be back up here. In the mean, I'll tell you what we'll do, Carl, while you're doing, no, that won't work. I can't do that. I was going to try to do some more raffle prizes, but we need Carl's computer to do that as well. Okay? Okay. Now please welcome, with his computer fixed, Carl Huggins.
So to be perfectly honest, it's not my computer because I accidentally left my computer on the island. So I've had to transfer all my presentation and stuff through the cloud onto this computer back here, which isn't my computer. So we can bring up the presentation. Louder. Yeah, I need it running as a presentation.
Carl will be back in 1 second as the best laid plans again get screwed up. Here we go.
Yep. So one of the things that happened in the last year was, unfortunately, one of our long-term volunteers passed away. And I was pulling stuff up for the in memoriam tonight. I got thinking back to when I met Greg Pittenger, who was one of the longest volunteers we ever had. So in association with that are some stuff about dive computers. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at dive computers looking back through the Wayback Machine back to 1983. And that's when I first got associated with the Chamber and the Chamber program, because I was doing research for Orca Industries and testing the Edge dive computer. And Greg is the blurred out person right there. He was one of our test subjects and one of the volunteer crew members. So going 5 years in the future from there, we ended up at the lab running a workshop on dive computers, because computers have been out for about 5 years. How do you handle that? And just to give you an idea of what we were talking about back then, it's like, what's the safety of the dive computers? How do you evaluate these things? How do you come up with guidelines for their use and areas of concern, which are basically the kinds of concerns we have today with use of dive computers? And then we're talking about 11 computers out there. Oops, my slides just went out. And some of you may not even have heard of any of these dive computers out there. And so they came up with various recommendations. Some of them have come to pass, some of them have not, like recording dive profiles, basically looking at ascent rates that were slower than the Navy's 60 foot per minute and so forth. But there's still a lot of things on this list that haven't been addressed in the community, like a common algorithm for all dive computers. And different computers use different algorithms that will give you different results on the profile. We just click that again, Ken. Ken? Because where have we gotten to now? There are lots and lots of different computers running lots of different dive computer algorithms and decompression algorithms, which they calculate your decompression status based upon a model that's programmed inside of it. And this at the bottom is just a list of some of the models in these dive computers. And one of the things we're currently do is we work with Scuba Diving Magazine to do their annual dive computer test, running profiles against multiple dive computers. And one of the profiles we use is this multi-level dive from a PADI test. And if we look at the dive computers a minute before each of the ascents, we see that at the end of the dive, right before leading 40 foot, we have a difference in what the dive computers say. And that ranges anywhere from 26 minutes of no decompression time remaining to a requirement of 15 minutes of decompression. So the response of the computers are all over the place. Add to that, just the depth time calculations they do have only one impact on your decompression sickness susceptibility. And you have the profile, you've got your predisposition to decompression sickness. Thermal stress plays a large role. Exercise plays a large role. So every day you go out diving, you are a different person. But your dive computer will treat you the same no matter what your physiology is that day. And these studies keep going on, looking at different things that can impact you. And one of the most interesting recent ones was an hour before the dive, what you do is you hop on a mini trampoline for a while. I'm serious, there's a paper out there. And it will change your susceptibility to decompression sickness. Whether it's positive or negative, I'm going to leave that up to you to search out and find on your own. So in summary, you have to realize the dive computers that are out there are only tools. They're giving you depth, time, combinations, calculations for you to use, but you have to add some common sense to that. You can add adjustments, make them more conservative, but they have very, very limited human subject tests. The test we did for the Edge back in 1983 represented 119 person dives. To date, that's the most tests done for any commercially available dive computer out there. So dive computers don't know what's going on in your body. All they can do is give you an estimate based on depth time combinations. So things to do, safety stops, extend them because that's going to reduce your bubbling. Deep stops may or may not work, but it may help you if you're going from a deep depth to very shallow depths to stop about halfway through to help off-gas your fast tissues. Hydration's good because it helps wash out the gas afterwards. If you get dehydrated, it's going to sludge up your blood and you're going to be slower to off-gas. Heavy exertion before the dive can increase the possibility of bubble formation during the dive, can increase gas uptake so that you have more nitrogen you have to get rid of. And after the dive, if you're exerting yourself heavily, that can cause bubbles to come out of solution. However, mild activity during your safety stop is a good thing. It's going to help wash out the nitrogen faster from your body. Don't hold on to things tightly or bend your limbs because that's going to trap gas in your limbs and your extremities. How many of you like to take a nap afterwards? What's that doing to your metabolic rate? Dropping it down. So you reduce your off-gassing. So these are things you need to think about. Just don't look at the dive computer and trust the computer as being gospel. It is just a guide. You need to acknowledge there's risk involved, understand limitations, don't push these things to the limits, add safety factors whenever you can. They do not ward away bubbles. They don't suck nitrogen from your body. They're just a tool. So use your common sense. Thank you.
So the short version of that was if you think computers give you the only truth, you'll be visiting Carl professionally any day now. So we have more raffle. Would anybody like to win anything? Oh, please. I've had more enthusiastic crowds before at a funeral. Would anybody like to win anything? All right. I know it's getting late up there. We're going to start with another blind bid. Stephen Holman, original octopus artwork. Retail value of $500 with a winning bid of $465. Linda Takvorian. Andy, you should be on me. Linda, congratulations, and go ahead and you'll pay for that later on. Clara, here's that. Thank you for applauding for her. That was very nice. Very spirited. Okay, here we go. Oh, good. Somebody else wrote on this. I know who this is. Our first winner on this one. We got 6 prizes to go. That's the wrong thing. Andy, number 4. You need 4 up. 4 up for Carl's computer. DJ Mansfield. Now we're going to, there's the list. There you go. What would you like? Would you like that nice Patty Pro Pack? What do you want, DJ?
First, I'd like to thank my parents.
Yeah.
Because without them,
Dee, 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 dee.
I'm going to take that Fourth Element 120L Expedition bag. Yeah.
Now, isn't that the one you brought us tonight?
I'm going to put it back in stock.
That's what I thought. That's DJ, if you don't know, is at Beach City Scuba, and he brought us that tonight as one of the prizes. So very good. All right, here's number 2 of 3. Also with a writing on the back from the Antelope Valley Desert Divers, C. White. Stand on up. Let us know what you want. What is it you would? Oh, we got to get.
And the list, please.
Yeah, we need the list up there. Number 4. There we go.
I'll take the Sherwood Genesis computer.
Sherwood Genesis Graviton computer. Very good. That is going to be gone. We have 4 prizes to go. And again, you guys are doing a real good job of writing on here. I want you to know we do have a rule, believe it or not. You can only win no more than 2 prizes. We have a repeat winner from Eco Dive Center. Boy, are you going to be a hated guy here, Alan. Alan W. once again. How to win friends and piss off people. All right, hang on. We need the list up there. Alan, what would you like?
I'm going to take the Z3.
It's not
on there.
Yeah, it's not on there anymore.
All right.
Why don't you just ask for a Ferrari? That's not on there either.
I'll take the Pro Pack.
Maybe a trip to Tahiti.
The Patty Pro Pack.
There we go. All right, Patty Pro Pack. We got 3 to go. That's going to be, those will be handled in our last raffle. What I want to do right now, again, we got a bunch of thank yous to go through. Andy, give me number 3. Hopefully this works right. There we go. Flying Dutchman, you know, is our fake boat. Thankfully this year, nobody called me to ask where the damn thing leaves from. We had 121 divers as of yesterday. We had about another 10 more today. We really appreciate the Dutchman divers, you know, who really aren't going to make a dive. We will put you all on the scroll that's on the website of the Dutchman. We got the t-shirts will be coming to you guys mid-July generally. Chamber Challenge. The Chamber Challenge, as you probably know, is a direct donation to the Catalina Hyperbaric Chamber, and it really does drive this event. Andy, go back to 3, please. Because what I can tell you is we have a bunch of big donors, some of whom are here tonight. We recognize them on the website. We put a sign up on the chamber itself. Our gold donors, our platinum donors there, $5,000 to $99999. Our diamond donors, including the Antelope Valley Desert Divers, $10,000. And Glenn Sudd, who's sitting here as well. And I'm going to single out our Chamborium donation. The actual donation is $20,000 over the course of the year from the Sherry Griswold Foundation. And the guy who's ahead there, he doesn't even dive. No, this is serious. Not a diver, but he really appreciates the fact, the whole thing of Sherry Griswold, who was a World War II aviator who died in World War II, believes strongly in helping other people. And that's what the Griswold Foundation does. We're so happy they found us, and we're happy to have them along as one of our major donors. In the year 2000, a hand for the Sherry Griswold Foundation. Thank you. In the year 2000, the challenge did a little over 30 grand. In 2008, first time we cracked 50,000. In 2012, almost made it to 75,000. 2021, COVID year, second year of COVID. You all were staying home. First time we cracked 100,000 for the challenge alone. Now, bear in mind, when we did the very first whole chamber day in 1988, we raised about 15,000 bucks total. So the fact we can do 113 blows my mind. Last year, record-setting year, 141,980. This year, what are we gonna do? Well, I can tell you, it begins with a 1 again. As of the other, I think it was about noon today, 139,080. We get some late donations that come in, so astounding stuff. Okay, we need that's a challenge. That. I wanna do a couple things here real quick. We're gonna give you a couple of thoughts from the crew. This is the one serious part of the evening. I can't do this live because I'll end up crying. But the middle part of this is we're going to recognize some of the divers that we've lost since we were here last. So pay attention, first of all, to, again, crew thoughts, but you may see some people that you know or dove with. And Andy, go ahead if you're ready on number 18 to roll that.
Hi,
Three.
I'm Sid Yonker.
Three.
I've been volunteering with the chamber crew for about 8 years in 2 stints. I originally got into volunteering with the crew when I was living there in 2 Harbors, and I did so I could help divers when they need to be treated, as well as so I could learn more about decompression illness and its treatment. I returned to volunteering because I saw the need to keep the chamber open, and having crew there allows the chamber to be open 24/7 and therefore available when people need it. It also helps me because I get to keep learning, and that's always a good thing. So thank you for your support in keeping the chamber open and running as well. Thank you.
Every year, some of our scuba friends leave us for one reason or another. A tradition at Chamber Evening is that we take a few minutes to honor some of those people who have passed since we last gathered here. Please watch as we remember those who have made their last dive.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, and the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dream that you did to, oh why can't well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. See friends shaking and singing, how do you do? They really say, I, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them go. They'll learn much more than we'll know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. World. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. The dream that you did to why, oh, why can I, ooh.
Thank you.
My name is Mike Peterson, and I've been a chamber volunteer for 2 years now. What initially attracted me to volunteering at the chamber was the opportunity to spend more time on Catalina Island, especially at Two Harbors, which is like a tropical island paradise. What keeps me coming back, though, are the people I've met volunteering. We've got students and teachers, healthcare workers, law enforcement, NASA scientists, you name it. Just a fascinating group of people who I really enjoy hanging out with. So thank you for supporting Chamber Day and Catalina Hyperbaric Chamber in our very important mission.
All right. Yeah, it's appropriate to applaud. That's all good. I need a little more volume there. I need a little more volume. There we go. So here's what we got going. We got a bunch of thank yous to do, another raffle prize stuff. And then there's this little check we're going to try to give to Carl. So bear with us here. We're running a little long, but I want to emphasize the idea. I mentioned it when we started. This is not a one-man band. I realize I'm the face a lot of times of this thing, but there's a lot of people behind the scenes who help out. There are dive shops, there are dive clubs, there are individuals, and bear with us now because we want to recognize those people. Watch the screen up there, Andy. Give me number 3. And here we go with our table sponsors for Chamber Day 2025. Partial table. That would be SSA, Liquid Adrenaline Divers, and South Orange County Dive Club. Applaud every time you want. It's fine. This thing runs out of pace, but that's fine. With one table, California Science Center Dive Team. Dive and Surf. Dive 949. Doubles Adventures. Global Underwater Explorers. Ghost Diving, a new group for us this year. Hollywood Divers. Into Deep Diving. Ocean Gear. The Sherry Griswold Foundation. Sundiver International. 2 tables. This was a tough year to sell extra seats, so we appreciate that. Antelope Valley Desert Divers, Beach City Scuba, Pacific Wilderness. Patty is here. Reef Seekers Dive Company. Signature Scuba. Zen Dive Company. And with 3 tables, only one store was able to do 3 tables this year. Eco Dive Center. All righty. Thank you all very, very much. Couldn't do it without you. Andy, I need to stay on that. Stay on that. I'm not done. I'm not done. Not done. No, no, no. 3, please. 3. 3. There we go. Virtual table sponsors. Thank you all for watching virtually. Those are our virtual table sponsors. Thank you all very much for that. Now, we got a Chamber Day committee. We try to be accessible and answerable to the community. We got about 25 people on the committee. If you're on the committee, wave. We don't have to take time to stand up, but wave. We do this all by Zoom. We appreciate it. We have a stuffing committee, which is really Marilyn Lawrence, Betsy Suttle, Marilyn's dog, Oliver, and me. And just to give you an idea, every time you get an envelope, Betsy and Marilyn have sat in my place. They've stuffed it. We've stamped it. That stuff just doesn't appear. So I appreciate the fact that they not only continue to put up with me, but that they're willing to do all that. Of course, Oliver is the real hero in all of this. That's Oliver. Sometimes Oliver it's all too much for him. The bankers tonight, Betsy and Veronica Anderson. The prize procurers, Rusty Berry, Clara Johnson, myself, and DJ Mansfield. AOP divers volunteering tonight, a whole bunch of them. A hand for the AOP divers, please. Support staff, Derek Evanson's on our big camera. Bowie Galvin, who's been coming here since she was 6 weeks old. She's been to almost every single one. Her mama, Clara Johnson. Andy Marius is the guy I keep saying, Andy 3, Andy 3. A big shout out to the AOP AV support staff. Jack Lawson, Edwin Alonso, Nick Bueno, who's inside right now, Spencer Rudolph, and Scott Shaw. We couldn't be doing it without them. We're always looking for new blood next year. Andy, you can make the switch to the next one while I talk. You can make, we really can always use a few more people, but I'll tell you what, right now, we got 3 prizes to give away. Let's go ahead and do that. Andy, go to number 4. Clara, you're going to give me those things right there. Clara is reaching in with her now mended broken arm. Broke it 5 or 6 months ago, right? 4 months ago, 4 or 5, who knows? Okay, you guys are good about writing the names. From Antelope Valley Desert Divers, Mr. Jeff Carlin, you're a winner.
I'll take the computer.
All right, the VO computer. It'll be yours. We got 2 things left, the Pelican 20 quart case and the Patty Diver pack. And I'm surprised we haven't gotten any virtuals yet. A stickered lady, though, Lindy Yao. Lindy, one of our aquarium divers. Where's Lindy? Way back there. Lindy, would you like the cooler or would you like the Patty pack? I can't hear you. The cooler. The cooler it is. So that leaves the Patty Diver pack. And won't it be ironic if one of the Patty people wins it? Well, we have our first virtual winner. And it's someone who I know is a dive master. So say congratulations to Andrea Horwat, because she's, if you know Andrea, she's one that we'll let her know. All right. We got 2 more things to do, and we got a grand prize to give away. Would anybody be interested in going to Indonesia? Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 people. So watch the board for a second, And then we might have a little bit of a check to do. And then we're going to send someone to Indonesia and we're going to send the rest of you home. Andy, roll it. Number 3, Andy. Number 3. There we go.
Hi, my name is Brittany Singer. I'm a volunteer over at the USC Catalina Hyperbaric Chamber. I got involved with the chamber for the same reason a lot of other people do. I was looking for a way to give back to my local scuba diving community, and this seemed like the perfect way to do it, and a few weekends on Catalina Island sounded like a good time. But honestly, once I got involved with volunteering over there, I learned that it's so much more than that. Yes, we're giving back to our fellow scuba divers in the community, but so many more communities are touched with this hyperbaric chamber. I personally really enjoy all of the school tours that come over. Oftentimes, it's these children's first experience with the island and starting to learn about the ocean. We actually take them into the chamber and do a 1-foot drop. Though that doesn't sound like a lot, it's really exciting for them to get to do. So I think that it's great that we're teaching them that their math and science and physics classes that we're taking, how it can actually apply. And hopefully we're sparking the interest of, a new generation of ocean conservationists and scuba divers, and maybe getting them interested in hyperbaric medicines. So I just want to say thank you to everyone that is participating in Chamber Day and Chamber Eve and virtually again this year. This chamber couldn't keep going without everyone's support. And I just want to say thank you again, and to all of the communities that we are touching with this.
Thank you, Brittany. All righty. Oh, we may make it by 10:15. It's 10:13. You never know. I forgot to do the profile dry suit blind bid. It's a custom dry suit. Rusty Berry at SSA is going to help you get it all fitted up. Retail value of $2,500 with a winning bid of $2,200. It looks like Andrea Liu. Is that the name? Yes? Where are you? She left. Well, we'll track her down and get her money. All right. It's time for the nitty gritty. The reason we're all here is our chamber is going to stay open. I mean, I can tell you that. But again, this is one of those years where it's a tough economy. It's just a weird time with the fires and everything else. I really didn't know. I assumed we would take a little hit from last year. I didn't know how much, but you've seen what the challenge was doing. And I'm astounded and very pleased to be able to say that I have in my hands a fake check for Carl Huggins and the chamber in the amount of $193,320. Mr. Huggins, would you like to come up and collect your check? And do you have real ID, sir? Okay.
Wow. I guess I got the low end of the estimate this year because I didn't think we were going to break 170. So this is amazing. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. And this ensures that we can keep going for the next year and have a little bit over to do some improvements that we've been trying to do for the last couple of years. So thank you very much.
Carl will be in Tahiti next week. No, only kidding. We have one more thing to do. It's called Send One of You to Indonesia. Would anybody like to go to Indonesia? The Eco, okay. If you didn't raise your hand now, you can't go. What can I tell you? I got to explain, this works a little differently than the raffles we just did. Your names have all been entered, including you virtual people. Your names have all been entered in a computerized drawing. Those of you got a VGD thing, you got an extra one. So everybody's basically got one. If you're VGD, you got two. And we have a thing set up. It's called the fishing pond. We're going to put it up on the screen in a second. As soon as Carl can find it, he says, we're going to put it up on the screen one of these days. We lost the internet. So I'll tell you how we're going to do this then. You guys are going to trust us impeccably And instead of making you sit here until we get an internet connection again, Marilyn's saying she'll go. That ain't the way it works. We will do the drawing tomorrow. And I will email all of you. Oh, I could come to your houses if you like. Oh, good answer. And we'll let you know who the winner is. And it obviously means we will drop the you must be present to win because we're going to take whatever number we got. Well, maybe we should have you all sign out before you leave. No, that won't work. All right, so we're gonna do it that way, and it is a great 9-day trip to New York. I really wanted to be able to give it to one of you guys or gals tonight, but that ain't gonna happen. So what are you gonna do? Thank you all very much for coming to Chamber Evening. We're actually just 2 minutes off my target time. I appreciate the fact you're all here. I hope you had a very good time. Be nice to everybody. Please don't show up at the Chamber as a customer. Pay attention to what Carl said, and please come back next year. Hit the exit music, please, Andy and all the guys in there. Thanks, everybody.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. See you real soon. K-E-Y. Why? Because we like you.